Hey, what's up guys? It's David from Babylon Sector, back at it again with some more Shadowrun. As you might have noticed, there was no sound of my voice in the last video, so I'm just going to get you guys caught up to speed with what happened after the start, or after the end of video 3, and then what happened kind of in video 4. At the end of video 3, I had sort of made the decision that I was going to hire Phantom. So I did several ghoul quests and was able to get enough money to pick him up. One thing I've been doing with the main guy is really going after the negotiation skill. So I spent like 30 minutes just running courier missions until I was able to get enough negotiation, and I actually dropped Phantom's price down to like 4,300, so it was pretty nice. The other thing I did with Phantom is I got him a decent gun, and I've actually gotten some level ups on these guys. I mean, I've got his computer skill up to 7. I've got Joshua's stats and physical abilities looking pretty good, so that's all good. I also got, let's see, attack 5, and combined with Phantom's computer skill, I've actually completed a couple of really high quality matrix runs. So with his stats and the new attack skill, let's take another run through cyberspace and see what's going on. See if we can get some some data files out of this thing. Couple of things to note that I realized kind of over the last couple episodes is, I was wondering why I wasn't getting as much money as I thought I would for the zombie missions, and the ghoul missions, and that's because apparently you only get paid up to 20 heads, so anything past the 20th head you bring in doesn't give you anything. So I definitely wasted a lot of time doing those, but you do get the karma for killing them. And I did get all the drops, obviously, so it wasn't a total loss. The second thing is, I guess I've been using the word ghoul and zombie interchangeably, and maybe that's not something I should have been doing. So it looks like zombies are undead, whereas ghouls are more demonic, which actually makes sense given this setting. So I may use them interchangeably. I mean, they seem like zombies. I mean, I know it says they're ghouls, but it's definitely an easy mistake to make. So right now we're just attacking this data store. And I mean, this guy's skills are way better, so this is starting to become pretty easy just to start getting files. I got an increase on this deck as far as storage space goes, so I can pretty much get 4 and 5 files on here. 5 is the max you can carry, so I'm just under the ability to have 5, at least of those size. So let's see what he offers. So not bad, about 2 grand. We can just do this a few more times, and once you get to this point, it sort of negates the need to do the ghoul missions, because I can just make 2 grand, and I mean that took maybe 3 or 4 minutes, as opposed to spending ammo, spending the time walking around those burned out buildings. I think the one good thing though, and this is something that you guys didn't see, is that I've got my negotiation skill high enough to where actually one of my ghoul missions I had 90 new unit ahead, so that's pretty awesome. It's definitely making a difference in how much money I'm getting versus how much money I'm spending on stuff. So I think the goal right now is going to be to get a new cyber deck. We're still using the Allegiance Alpha that we got in the beginning of the game. Is starting to hit its limitations as far as load speed, as far as upgradability. So it's about 25 grand. I mean, I'm already over halfway there, and I mean, this guy's getting good enough at this where this shouldn't be an issue. And then I think the next thing will just be continuing to get ranks of attack. Because in my kind of like when I played through before and was trying to just kind of get a feel for it, because it had been, it'd been a year or so since I'd really sat down and played. I had turned Joshua into a decker, and so he had a high attack and a low computer skill. I mean, when I say low computer skill, I mean it was like 3 or 4 with attack 7. So the upside to this guy is way stronger. So we've hit the max on the storage space. We got 4 files. There was one run earlier where I got like $5,000 off of one run, so hopefully we can do that again. And that was pretty bad, 250. But this is the way to do it. I mean, you have to, grind out a lot of initial money. And then you just, at this point though, you get yourself a quality decker. Get yourself a couple of attack upgrades, and then really go at it. Not all of these things are going to be worth 200. I mean, that was pretty bad. I have noticed that, like financial data stores seem to be some sort of federal thing here. This could be worth a decent bit. I found that financial data stores tend to give better rewards, but that totally anecdotal. I don't have any proof about that beyond sort of what I'm just seeing as I go through. One thing you don't want to do is take outdated files like that. There was one I burned through really quickly. There was no ice, so I was able to access it immediately. Those are typically not really going to be worth our time. And I have a feeling like this is going to be a little more difficult. So I may have to jack out of this one and try another one. That's alright. There's also a couple of other attacks. It doesn't seem like they do anything different, but you can see there's like a little dart, and then there's just like boomerang type thing. They don't really seem to have any huge differences. And this is definitely not going to work, so we'll just back out. Try another one. Now obviously one of the better ideas is to actually take matrix runs from a Johnson, and then while you're in there steal data files. That way you're really kind of getting 2 birds with one stone. I mean, those usually give you a decent bit of karma, and you obviously get the reward for completing the mission. The downside is you really can't. See, I like to just stand at this terminal in particular that's right next to Roscoe and just feed him data as I get it. It sort of negates the need to kind of travel around. Because again, there's some things in this game that you have to take into account, opportunity costs. And moving around and travel is definitely one of them. For your time. And just for the money it takes to travel. I do want to get the orc armband in a little bit. That's gonna basically make all the taxi rides free. I mean, I haven't been really moving around that much. It's not been an issue to this point, but and see, that is why we have to keep a quick load in here. And I hate to save scum, but that was like a $10,000 program that tar pit just took away. So first save scum, probably about 15 hours into this game, so I guess it's not too bad. But that's, honestly, that's just, it's kind of a crap mechanic there. I mean, I don't. If you want to take it away for a battle, that's fine, but to take it away for forever is pretty harsh. That's really the only reason I'm gonna save scum in this game. I'm not gonna save scum if I die. But losing programs in the absolutely no reason is pretty crazy. My guy is getting hammered by this ice. There we go. But as you can see, this is just sort of just trying to find these data stores, get what I can out of them. I think with this guy's skill, once I get to attack 7, this is gonna be, I'll be able to pretty much attack anything. And this data store is obviously guarding something important because of how fast it's spinning. But of course I can't really do a whole lot here.
Active alert.
Yeah, I don't think this is happening. Let's try again. And like I said, I only need 25 grand to get the next deck I want. It's sort of a middle ground between the worst and the best deck. So it's definitely, you know, the obvious next step. So obviously we attacked that one just the time before, so we're gonna stay away from that one. It's possible that this is just a harder thing, because I'm not having a lot of success here. And I can just go ahead and tell you that's not going to work very well. So let's just keep trying until we find one we can get into. And what sucks is, like, when I was playing sort of off camera, I had gotten several really good runs in a row, but this way it is. Attack 5 just isn't quite, at this point, reliable enough to take any node out. And honestly, it might be worth it to go pick up attack 6 first, before I get the new deck. So that may be an option, depending on. You can see this is that same federal government node that's tough. So maybe I'll go and grab, if this doesn't work, I'll go grab attack 6, or at least see how much it is. I think I've got enough for it. And I know with my previous character, attack 7 was just ripping through these things. I mean, 6 was too. I mean, 5, like I said, 5 is kind of on that middle ground. But obviously against some of these better defended nodes, this is definitely quite kind of a struggle. And I mean, you just can't let too many of those probes get to the end. There we go. So still just a passive alert. It's not too bad. But this is also the same place we kind of stopped at. So let's try one of these triangular nodes. I'm not really entirely sure what they do. Well, there's just no way I'm attacking that. Ooh. I mean, I can't even load things fast enough to get that before the probe goes. So obviously this system is guarding some pretty valuable stuff because these defenses are strong. So let's head over to Renraku. I could walk, but I'm being a little bit lazy. And let's see kind of what cyberware they have and see if we can't pick up attack 6. Oh yeah, see 10 grand, that's a no-brainer. The next rank is going to be 17. So let's go ahead and load that into the deck. And of course no memory. So this is where the limitations of the alpha sort of come into play. We can buy memory upgrades. So let's see if 3 of those might do the trick. There we go. Alright, cool. So let's try that again with the new rank. Should definitely help. I love the music in this game. It's so appropriate to the feel, the setting.
Accepted.
Alright, so no ice on this SAN, so we're into the network. It's nice, always a nice start. We'll see how this attack 6 does. Now obviously the higher your attack, the more damage it's going to do, and the greater likelihood of hitting. And it does sort of work, and that's awesome. I mean, 2 hits, it's pretty sweet. And it will also work in conjunction with your computer skill, your intelligence skill, and I believe maybe your quickness skill affects cyber abilities. Can't really check right now, but so obviously this is a lot better, and you can see the difference. Not bad for 10,000. But definitely the new deck is going to be in order, because I don't want to keep just spending money on memory upgrades just to be cramming super expensive items into this crappy deck. The load speed is terrible, but that was really easy. So management files, data store. Well, we only got 3. That's fine though. Maybe a couple will be worth something big. So 1250, not bad. It's not great.
Passcode.
But if you're willing to do this for a while, I mean, it definitely will become worth it. We're probably at about 6,000 new yen right now. Or I'm sorry, about 5,000 new yen. So we got a ways to go as far as getting that, you know, mid 20,000 new yen deck, but it's gonna be worth it for sure. You know, we just need a couple really good runs here to get to a good spot. I do know that the computer skill affects your ability to manipulate the node after you've broken the ice, so you know, just continuing to get higher computer skills is going to help Phantom not take a lot of time to like keep failing. When you find nothing of interest, that's your computer skill failing. And obviously the more failures you have, the more precautions they're going to be. And that's basically just the system going into passive alert and then later on active alert and then kicking you out. So I got 4 vials, so let's see what's going on here. So not bad there, about 3 grand. So we're already up to 77. not too bad.
Passcode.
You know, I'm also thinking about who my next Shadowrunner is going to be. Really, you know, there's obviously no need to have another decker. Having one decker is enough. Like I said, I usually like to turn my samurai into a decker to have somebody that when you do those corporate runs is a little more capable as far as like firearms are concerned, but it also makes your samurai a little less effective because you start to burn your essence on cyberware and, or I'm sorry, on like hacking things and not like thermal implants and radio reflexes and things like that. So I'm thinking maybe a mage, maybe a just another samurai. There's 2 other samurais I think out there, maybe 3. Yeah, obviously we could go the cheap route and get Ricky. I mean, he's pretty weak, but we can definitely make him work. He'd be like 1,000. Not too bad there. And the other good thing is, you know, we're getting karma for each run, so
Passcode.
we're making money, we're getting karma, so we're going to be able to level up through this. It's a little bit slower. It's kind of like
Accepted.
getting karma for killing ghouls. It doesn't really work like as quickly as just running those super fast courier missions are, but that's kind of how I grind, just for skills. But this is just how you get your character to the next level. I mean, you can see attack 6 making a huge difference. I mean, not really missing too much. I mean, it's making pretty quick work of these nodes at this point. There's a data store, let's go after it. And once I get a better deck, you know, I'll probably invest in like the sleeves or the things that can just bypass these. But for now, I don't have enough memory to be loading multiple programs in. And you really need attack early on, because if your sleeves fails, then you're kind of stuck against the eye. So my preference early on is just to kind of brute force those things out. I think I might be out of space here, but this has been a really good quick run here. We'll see if we can't squeeze another 20. If we can get us 5 for that's 20 units of space, maybe, but no, got locked out. Oh yeah, baby. That's like 5 grand right there. That's a huge run. And you can see we're already up to 16,000. So we're already almost ready to grab that deck.
Passcode.
I mean, just a few minutes ago, I was after upgrading that deck to fit attack 6. We were at about 3,000. So you can see, and it looks like it's all just kind of luck of the draw. Like I said, anecdotally, it looks like financial and management files do a little better, but it's really just kind of hard to tell. That's why I'm just getting your guy into a position to just burn through these is the way to go. go. Easy enough. Yeah, I think at this point, since I'm probably going to be spending a fair amount of time in the Matrix, I'm just going to be increasing Phantom skills for like computer, intellect, things like that, just to make this even smoother. Well, that was a pretty bad run right there, but you know, you win some, you lose some.
Path code. Accepted.
It's also important to note that Josh is actually making karma while we're doing this too, so it's not just like it's only Phantom. So he is benefiting from it. So, and at this point for Joshua, it's all going to be about physical skills and negotiation. And at some point, you know, when I do decide to actually start the storyline, reputation is another one. And I did increase it by 1. I know you need a couple of ranks of it to start getting into some of those bars. But right now it would be a pretty easy level up, but I just want to make sure that I'm prioritizing the right things at the right times. Because what you're really looking for in this game is kind of like the snowball effect. And we're getting close to a point where we can start snowballing. But it is going to require another deck, and it is going to require another rank of attack. Hopefully you can just get another run like the last. We only got 3 there. It's unfortunate, but let's see if they're worth anything. Oh yeah, so 4,200 new yen run puts us even closer to getting that deck. So another one other really good run, and we're there, man.
Path code. Accepted.
So just think about kind of all the goal runs it would have taken to get to 20,000 new yen. I mean, we would have been grinding goals for hours. So this is definitely the way to do it. It's also really nice when you can get a day to store 3 nodes in instead of having to hunt through CPU that's probably heavily defended. I mean, this is super easy. This can be kind of frustrating, just over and over and over. We got 3 files, maybe there'll be something good here. Maybe a couple of thousand or so for each. Alright, 3 grand, not bad. Okay, I feel like I'm super close to being able to afford that one. We'll do one more run just so we're not wasting time walking over there to get that deck. And then really we'll probably stick with that deck until we can get to the Excalibur, which is the best deck in the game. And there's a couple of ways to get it. There's a contact that has it, and the crime mall has it. I don't think the contact is affected by negotiation skill, and I'm not sure if there's a price difference between the initial price the contact offers and what crime mall does, but I gotta figure like I'm gonna be increasing negotiation skill pretty consistently, so I would imagine the crime mall one ultimately would be slightly cheaper, you know, with a greater investment in negotiation skill. And I mean, this is just super easy at this point. Now, dead projects, maybe not worth as much. It's hard to tell. I'd say the one that I found is easily the most just garbage items is the it's a blue node. It's outdated files. Outdated files seem to give you nothing. There also really doesn't seem to be too much correlation between the size of the file and what he's going to offer you. It really does seem totally random, and it may not be, but alright, 2400, that's not bad. So I think at this point we can safely say we can afford the next deck. So it's important to note that because Joshua's negotiation skill is so high, he's the one that needs to be buying these things, because it will definitely change depending on yeah, so you can see the Cyber 5. Man, it'd almost be worth grinding out another 24 to get this, but for right now. Okay, cool. So we are going to go ahead and buy that one. Got a little bit left. You can see the space available, so we're not going to run into filling up that drive at all. Before I go, I need to look and see what the price for Attack 7 is. $20,580. That's not even that bad. So we'll head back over to Roscoe. See if we can't snag a, you know, maybe 8,000 or 9,000 real quick. I would like to get another Shadowrunner in here, just because if I'm doing this, I might as well be. Oh, here's that same Ganger one. There has been an event that has happened every time off camera, but it's where somebody takes your picture. It happens literally every time I stop filming. And it's part of the plot. It's just sort of a thing to intrigue you a little bit, but it'll be like someone takes your picture with a hollow camera and disappears into the crowd, and it makes you kind of wonder why somebody's watching you. And you can tell the load speed on this is faster. It's not super fast, but it's definitely taking less time to load these attacks in, which when you start to get to super fast things. Oh, and here's the federal government node, so let's see if we can't get into this, because this has been pretty heavily defended. That's unfortunate. This thing is also capable of taking a lot of hits.
Active alert.
You know, one of the issues is here is that even when I probably will take this down, I'm gonna have to attack a CPU under active alert. This is gonna be a kind of a tall order, I think. And there's not even a CPU within distance. So this system is pretty much impenetrable right now. Which means that there's probably some really good files back there, but it's gonna take probably 2 more levels of attack just to get in there. So we'll see if we can get something a little more manageable. And there is a limited amount of, obviously, of nodes, or systems. So you can see we've kind of hit some similar ones over and over. So, I mean, that one will pop up again. Go. Alright, system files, data store. And since we did get that upgraded deck, like I said, there's not going to be any issues with not having enough space to fit 5 files. Like if I can competently extract files, which I mean obviously I'm struggling with right now, it will be able to fit 5 of pretty much any size. Because I've got like 400 of space, and you don't ever see anything above I think 60 units of space. So, okay, so I'm full on files. So let's jack out, see what Roscoe has to say. 1300, it's not great. It's not the worst ever. Alright, well I think I'll stop this video here. This does show you kind of the greater power of your cyber deck, the greater attack power you have, the more successful you're going to be. You're sort of up to the dice rolls or whatever it's determining to determine how much you're getting to these files. But yeah, I'll grind a little bit more out, and then we'll kind of see where we're going next time. Once again, this is David with Babylon Sector, and as you can see, finally, as I'm about to end the show, that event happens. But anyway, hit like if you like, hit subscribe for sure. Facebook, Babylon Sector, Twitter, @Babylon Sector. Man, we just seem to be getting events all over the place. We'll just leave him. Yeah, take it easy, guys.